Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara, and joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Josh Widdicombe and Joe Wilkinson, Chris Addison, Hugh and Milton Jones. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Joe, which category would you like?
Politics, please.
Thank you very much. Your category is politics, and the answer is 8%. What is the question?
Is it how much of my body isn't covered in hair?
No, it is not that.
Is it, in fact, how much of Abu Hamza will have to be removed so as they can get him through the Heathrow metal detector?
Is it what does Mario Balotelli give every game?
What is the chance of the police responding quickly to an incident at Andrew Mitchell's house?
Is it how much of Anne Robinson's face can still move?
Is it what looks like an obese parent and 2 obese children on a seesaw?
Is it how many people involved with the making of the film Innocence of the Muslims still think all publicity is good publicity?
Is it what percentage of X Factor finalists haven't had a granny die?
What percentage of Americans have approached Dr. Dre for medical advice?
Is it what level of erection did I once try and have sex with?
Do you measure like on that scale, or is it just in terms of...
Image of you going out on the pole, checking your wallet before you go out, condom, protractor.
Is it what's Nick Clegg's approval rating in his own family?
Is it in deprived areas how many lollipop ladies get licked to death?
Correct answer.
So I think it's what percentage of people say they would vote for the Liberal Democrats.
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Hugh.
No.
Yes, the question I was looking for was, in opinion polls this weekend, what percentage of the British public say they would vote for the Liberal Democrats at the next general election? This is the news that, according to the latest figures, at the start of the Lib Dem conference, the party is now the 4th most popular in the UK, with a support of only 8%. Labour are in the lead for 42%, the Conservatives are on 30%, with the UK Independence Party in surprise 3rd place on 10%. How unpopular is Nick Clegg?
Well, he could improve his popularity by changing his name to Colonel Gaddafi.
Embarrassing, though, isn't it, that UKIP are now 3rd?
Yeah.
Because Nick Clegg said he wanted to create 3-party politics, didn't he? And he's achieved that, but sadly his party's not one of them.
I've done some door-to-door canvassing for the Lib Dems, and it's always the same, you know, the light comes on, people come downstairs in their pyjamas, and people are angry.
Because they keep having a go at these kind of people that are doing this kind of offshore banking, going, oh, well, things they live in Britain, but they're banking in the Cayman Islands. They've got the best of both worlds. That's not the best of both worlds. The best of both worlds is banking in the Cayman Islands and living in the Cayman Islands. No one's going, well, I bank in the Cayman Islands, but I'm loving Roehampton. It's unbelievable.
It's also going to be... They want to put a tax on the rich, but it's actually going to be really difficult to be rich. I think if you leave college with 40 grand in debt, right, and you've got to find a 25% deposit, how are you, for a house, how are you ever going to be rich? And the average starting date for owning your own home is now 35. You know, by the time Osborne finishes, starter homes will have, like, a stair lift. Special handles on the bar, wouldn't it?
That would be.
Good picture then.
That would be true.
Of a nice old lady slowly ascending the stairs going, I love my independence.
Finally, I can bring a girl back to the house. Shall we take things upstairs?
Followed by a nurse going, I'm the girl he has to bring back. OK, in other news, here's a picture of Government Chief Whip Andrew Mitchell arriving by bike at work. Can anyone sum up this picture with a phrase?
Cock on a bike.
Is it Chris Hoyer's let himself go since the Olympics?
Chief Whip chased by giant chess pawn?
Is it Spielberg disappointed with the sequel to E.T.?
Or is he simply shouting, "Open the effing gate, you plebby scum"?
Is it that after all the drugs tests, is he the only person that we left in next year's Tour de France? Is that...
Does anyone know why is it? What's the story? What's the story? Explain to us the fabulous story.
He has been accused of verbally abusing a policeman at the gates to Downing Street who wouldn't let him through the main gates and forced him to go through the pedestrian gates. He swore at the policeman and apparently called him a pleb.
Everyone's kind of acting like he said the most offensive... It's the word pleb.
Yeah, it is the word pleb.
That's the thing. Like, I'm sure the police officer has heard worse. He wasn't going home to his wife and going, "Oh, my God, someone dropped the P-bomb at work today." Oh, it was unbelievable. My ears have never heard such a thing. It's the kind of thing here at school. They might as well have gone up and he'd just given him a wedgie. That's...
When people shout it at me, I take it as a compliment.
Well, Michael Gove, presumably, is thinking that's a Latin word. That's good. That's a classical education.
Mitchell said they may have changed the words he said, because the words they claim he says was "best you learn your effing place, you don't run this effing government, you're effing plebs." Right. He said he didn't say those words. Now, I can't read out what words he said, because he hasn't told us, so those are the only ones I can read out.
These are the people, though, who are charged with protecting him. You don't want to upset them.
No.
Oh, yes, I didn't catch Mr. Mitchell as he fell from the second floor of the building, because I didn't think he'd want me to touch him, given that I'm a pleb and everything. But as we took his body out of Downing Street, we took him through the main gate. It's what he would have wanted.
People say he's a top because he used the word pleb. But the fact that he rides a Mary Poppins "I'm a country midwife" bicycle, that'll be more of a thing.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because you've got to decide who you're going to trust, a policeman or a Tory MP. It's very difficult to know which is more likely to lie to you.
Well, a lot of Tory MPs.
Last week! Jesus! Hillsborough! 23 years! That's what the joke is about! How quickly... Are you keeping up with the papers at all? That's the only source you have for this.
Do you find abusing the audience helps the way the rest of the show goes?
Occasionally I have to. Ooh! How low is your shock?
Yeah. Fucking get a grip!
It's not surprising he abused the policeman, though, is it?
Why is it not surprising?
Well, because the Mitchells... They're always abusing the police, aren't they? He's probably been down a Vic saying, "I'm sorry I done it, but blood is thicker than water, Phil."
I didn't call them you plebs, I called them you slags.
That would have been great had he gone, "Please, let me out of here. You don't run the government, you toilet."
There's some kind of weird... One of the details was that he'd come from a curry house. And in The Sun, it was reported, it said, he went for an Indian and then he went to the gates of Downing Street where he let rip. That is not an image I want at all.
Well, if you don't think the gates are going to open very quickly, it is quite funny to walk up to and go, and then over the gate.
Mitchell says that he didn't say pleb, but the people who say he did say pleb were The Sun. And I believe them because who else has better access to police files? I didn't realise it was a coach from The Sun. I'm so sorry.
You pushed it too far now, Addison. You've had to go at The Sun.
I've had to go at the Murdoch. How dare you, that poor old defenceless man.
I was surprised by this plan. No one was looking at that picture going, "Well, is he going to reveal himself to be posh, I wonder?"
He seems to have a very odd bicycle that you cycle with both feet at the same level.
At the end of that round, the points go to Joe, Josh and Andy. Now we play a round called Look, It's PC Pleb. This game involves Josh, Milton and Joe, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news, and whoever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's see the first topic, please. The first subject is catering. Anyone's giving that? Josh.
My favourite place to eat is the breakfast buffet in a hotel. Because at a breakfast buffet, I will eat absolutely everything. That's the rule, isn't it? At home, I will have cereal or toast for breakfast. At a breakfast buffet, I am having cereal and toast as my starter. In combinations you would never consider at home. Coming back and what have I got? Well, 8 hash browns, topped with some Dutch cheese, actually. I have 4 pain au chocolat, 6 croissants, some segments of a fruit I've never heard of, and 12 of the smallest orange juices you have ever seen in your life. I eat so much at breakfast buffet, I'm so tired, I have to go back to bed. And then sleep through to my next breakfast buffet. I'll be mixing the cereals, going crunchy nut cornflakes with shreddies. Who do I think I am, Heston Blumenthal? You've got to do it, don't you? It's like when you're in Nando's, they give you the plastic glass to pour your own drink. Think, well, I'll be an idiot not to make myself a spranter in this situation, wouldn't I? What am I having? Having a Sprocofola, actually, yeah, all of it. What did it taste like? Utter shit, absolutely terrible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joey and Josh. OK, let's have a look at the next subject. Now, the topic is smoking. Let's come out. Joe.
I've actually given up smoking, which, well, that's a lie. I'll be honest with you, I'm one of those pricks that says they've given up and then goes to the pub and smokes yours. Because when I was a proper smoker, I hated pricks like that. I really like... You know, someone comes to you and go, have you got a spare cigarette? I go, no. Because unfortunately, I'm addicted to them. Which means I pretty much take a shine to all of them. Have you got a spare cigarette? Yeah, I do, weirdly, because I'm a 19-a-day man myself. Pence away, you knobhead. What else, like... Warnings, they do nothing for me. Like, you know, the warnings, they're quite drastic things. They're like smoking kills. So? I've got a horrible picture and still people don't give up. And I thought, bloody hell. So I've come up with a couple of ideas, right, to get people to give up smoking. They're just ideas, right? You could either put a warning on cigarette packets that says something like, one of these fags has been up a dog's arse. Yeah, I think that'll separate the men from the boys, won't it? Or simply make cigarettes cock-shaped.
Well done, Joe. Thank you very much. So that leaves Milton. Let's see what topic you've got. And the topic is school.
That last bloke was a bit weird, wasn't he? Anyway, I went back to my old school the other day, first time in 30 years. I took a note. Teacher said, so, Jones, what have you done with your life? I said, oh, I'm just Britain's top Ofsted inspector. They were a lot nicer to me after that. I was there for the funeral of my old science teacher. They asked me to say a few words, so I did. Method. We put the coffin in the crematorium. Observations. It burned with an orangey bright flame. Conclusion. No more homework.
Well done. Pointing out to the Milton Jones. Very good. Let me sit back. There we go. Our next round is called Headliners. Here's a picture of the American presidential candidates, but what does PRRT stand for?
Is it prankster removes Romney's teeth? There's nothing there, is it?
Yeah, it is. Shocking.
Looking at Obama's ears, President really resembles trophy.
Is Obama saying PRRT, 7 letters, Belgian detective?
Is it public reaction reaches tepid?
Essentially, yes. Yeah.
Is it in a Yorkshire accent? Is it politicians right rubbish?
Can we actually, Jamie, correct answer?
President reads Radio Times.
Not President reads Radio Times.
Is it presidential race remains tight?
Very good. Well done. Thank you very much. Josh, congratulations. Yes, the answer I was looking for was presidential race remains tight. This is the news that with less than 7 weeks to go, the race to win the presidency of the United States is heating up. Polls show that Barack Obama and Mitt Romney are still close, despite Romney committing a series of gaffes.
I think I preferred Romney in Only Fools and Horses.
You plonker, Romney!
The thing about Romney is, isn't it? He's got the Republican nomination this year, but 4 years ago he lost out to John McCain. John McCain, a man himself who lost out for the nomination 8 years previously that to George W. Bush. So you're thinking, how poor are the Republicans at the moment that the best person they can find is somebody who wasn't quite as good as the bloke who wasn't quite as good as George W. Bush?
Yeah. McCain doesn't like any of that. He's got a real chip on his shoulder.
Even this time round, he's only the best of a bad bunch, because there were at least 2 other candidates. There was Newt Gingrich, who we beat for the nomination, who would have been the first president to use his porn name. And Ron Paul, who was really right-wing. But to me, Ron Paul, he sounds like the first pope from Essex.
Leave it. He was accused of making himself look darker to appeal to the Latino community.
Yes.
I thought it went a bit far when he was shaking maracas.
Did you hear the airplane gaff? The airplane mistake?
Oh, this
yeah.
is what, didn't he say that he... Because his wife wanted to smoke on an airplane?
No, it wasn't his wife wanted to smoke on an airplane. His wife's plane was forced to make an emergency landing because of fire. That's not the same as she wanted to smoke on the airplane.
I tell you what, Dara, do you know how...
She wasn't with a lighter to the seat in front going... Mad if she was an arsonist. If Anne Romney was like, but it lives the flame. I want to make it. No, the plane.
It'd be quite a gaff, wouldn't it?
It would be quite a
plane.
gaff if, like at the convention. Thank you very much. Stop! As you said in front of the podium. What? They can't see. Constantly on the campaign trail, patting out fires, and his wife is. No, she was on the plane. I had to make an emergency landing because of fire. He said, however, Romney said it's a huge relief to have her here. When you have fire in an aircraft, there's no place to go. You can't find any oxygen from outside the aircraft to get in the aircraft because the windows don't open. I don't know why they do that. It's a real problem. We're going to do something about this thing because I'd like to get a little bit more air into the plane where the fire is. See, I don't know what worries me more, that he doesn't understand how airplanes work or that he doesn't understand how fire works.
He actually suggested they use the petrol to put out the fire. That's what was
Douse it in petrol. That'll keep it quiet for a while. All newspapers.
In-flight magazines. Everybody pass your in-flight magazines
Smother it in shavings of wood.
He also did...
It seems to be getting bigger.
Did he not also say of his wife that you weren't seeing it, he wasn't using it very much on the election trail at the moment, in case you got tired of her? Didn't he say that?
She said in an interview, "Well, I think that's really unfair. I don't see why anybody would get annoyed with me."
He lives! Look at it! It is beautiful!
Hold your tie out! Hold your tie out!
So now Anne Romney is like a New York Muppet who likes to perform.
She's got rods coming off her hands like that. Hello, I'm Anne Romney. You should vote for my husband, and he will make all the windows roll down in your plane.
OK, in other news, who are arming themselves with rifles and pots of Nutella at
Is
the
it the
moment?
loose women?
Oh, not loose women.
It's the people that are killing the badgers.
Well, people are
I
not...
sounded more sad than I was about that.
You made it sound like the most hard... It's the people who are killing the badgers. Why, Mummy? Why, Mummy, are the people killing the badgers?
It's OK. Why does someone think of the badgers?
I know, Josh, that you're very much the young comic on the show, but there's no need to make yourself appear like an 8-year-old child. Why is the nasty man killing the furry animal?
It's the people killing the badgers because badgers apparently give cows TB.
Yes.
Cows, badgers, badgers, cows. that may be too black and white.
You say black and white now, it'll be black and white and red all over. OK, that's grown because of the pun or because the poor badgers? Which is I can't work your moods out. Sorry.
Brian May, he's against the badger
He's
colours.
against the badger
and
colour,
you
Brian
can
May.
see why, can't you? He's only got to walk through the countryside without somebody trying to shoot his hair off.
What was the name of his organisation?
Queen, yeah.
No. Do you know what his organisation's called?
Is it
Team Badger!
It's called Team Badger, whose initial spell, TB. It's really poorly
Josh has
worked
got
out.
the badge
They've got
for
Team
Team
Badgers
Badger.
with a big T and a big B, and they're going, that's actually the problem, Brian. You've not thought this
The
through.
reason he's protecting badgers is because, judging by that picture, he owns the world's largest badger.
But what a badger it is. That is like a badger of destiny. Of that badger, he goes, I'm above such tiny considerations. I see far into the future. I see a land where badgers and man can finally... He also seems in that photograph to be on a Zimmer frame, so it's really not looking good for Brian on a number of different levels. I have bought my first starter home and I shall fill it with badgers, including the giant badger who stares off into the distance.
They want to kill 3,000, don't
Yes.
they? That's what they will kill. And I was just wondering what they're going to do with them afterwards, because I'm a sort of part-time taxidermist. And I really fancy having a badger army.
I would love to think of you, Joe, buried with your badger army. Just your coffin in the middle and radiating outwards a badger army in separate poses, ready to attack at different points. Yeah.
And just you embalmed in Nutella.
Yes.
If you cull too many badgers, you'll just force them underground anyway.
What celebrity has stepped into it?
Clarissa Dixon Wright.
Clarissa Dixon Wright stepped in. Do you know what she said?
She said, gas mark 4.
Essentially, yes, very good. OK, well done. The end of that round of points go to Chris here in Milton. All right, now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panels can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear in a news programme.
A tornado has struck the east coast of America, carrying everything with it. Let's go over to our Washington correspondent in Hawaii.
Welcome to Sky News. At the moment, the sky is blue.
After years of searching, the police say that they are now close to finding who let the dogs out. They have new leads.
Right, now let's go over to the news in the shitty place you live.
Scientists have injected a human embryo with Marmite. The woman gave birth to twiglets.
Continuing our major story about news organisations hacking people, let's read a few of your emails.
More on that volcanic eruption in Iceland. 2 of the R's have closed, 1 of the tills is out of order.
This is the world's most literal reporter saying, back to the studio.
And now over to Sue with the weather. I've had her.
Our top story tonight. Anger grows amongst autocue operators following a massive pay cut. Bum tits Willy fart. I made him say that.
It's hot and sunny outside, so why not head down the beach? You might see some tits.
And now for the weather report. Let's hope it's a hot one. Oh no, it's Rob McElwee.
And finally...
I'm in The Hague, which must be very uncomfortable for him.
A quick look at the weather now.
Okay. The next topic is unlikely things to read on a medical label.
Use only if you're immobile or find it difficult to move. Tested on Dara O'Brien.
Anti-diarrhea medicine. In an emergency, shove the bottle up your arse.
As recommended by Michael Jackson.
Ditetramethyl chlorobenzoate for the anemial effluence of the tricordic aorta. Does exactly what it says on the tin.
Groin cream. Not suitable for people with a nut allergy.
Homeopathic tablets. Side effects, none. Main effects, none.
Embarrassed using anusol? Why not try this? Arse crack soothe.
Do not eat dairy. Otherwise, we will have nowhere to milk the cows.
Viagra. It'll give you more than 8%.
Contains placebox and made it up a limb.
Viagra, take 15 minutes before sex. Or if single, strap in for the wank of a lifetime.
Obesity pills. Don't eat the bottle, chubby.
Keep out of reach of children. Not the tablets, you.
Store somewhere cool, like New York.
Pregnancy test. Pick up your daughter's boyfriend and shout, "Was it you?"
The end of that round. The points go to Chris, Hugh and Milton. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Josh Widdicombe and Joe Wilkinson. Commiserations to Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
There's comedy tomorrow night at 10 on BBC Two. Stephen Fry's asking questions about journeys as the new series of QI continues.